Interviews on crypto, blockchain, with your host, Blockchain Wayne, on FTC.
Hey everyone, welcome and thanks for watching. Today we're joined by a special guest, Mr. Kyle Kemper. And Kyle, I'm not sure how we're going to describe you. I mean, you wear many hats in the space and in the cryptocurrency world ecosystem. Let's just call you a cryptonaut. Would that be sufficient?
Sure, that's a great title. Hey, Wayne.
Awesome, man. So looks like this is definitely going to be a fun interview. Talk about some of what you're doing with the, we've got the Doge Disco spinning in the screen. So we'll get into that, man. But let's start by telling everybody about, your background, man. What got you to what you're doing today? How'd you get into the space? Just really, what's your story?
Yeah, so great. I'm thrilled to be here. But first off, thank you for this wonderful show, and thank you, Stably, for all that you're doing with regards to stable coins and remittance and helping the world benefit from this wonderful technology. So my story is I'm a Canadian. I was born in Canada, hold a passport. I grew up in business and technology, went to university for finance and business and marketing and entrepreneurship. After that, I worked in venture capital, then worked in tech design, then worked in my family restaurant for years. And then when I was working at the restaurant, someone came in and started talking all about Bitcoin, and like a light bulb went off in my head. I've been looking at Bitcoin, but had dismissed it. And that was like back in 2013. I've been looking at it a lot, and then like just like anything new, I think we all kind of, when we first saw it, just said like, no, this is stupid. But then kind of came around to it. The more impressions, you eventually kind of get triggered to that aha moment. And so I had that in Bitcoin in 2013, and then we installed a Bitcoin ATM in our restaurant. I presented to the Senate of Canada, showing them how it worked. Joined the largest exchange in Canada that subsequently got acquired by Kraken. I was just kind of all over the space for many years. I wrote a book called The Unified Wallet: Unlocking the Digital Golden Age. I've been a pretty hardcore evangelist for the technology in terms of really championing user experience and, thinking about Bitcoin and crypto beyond just a speculative asset that is all about making money. Might be a little noise in the background. I've got my son Sequoia. Sequoia, out of here. Sorry.
Love it.
And so, and then this journey has been kind of all over the place. In the last couple of years, I've been focusing on building SwissKey, which is a self-custody kind of suite of solutions to make using crypto really simple and secure and convenient. We've got a product that we work with a company called Tangem to make these, really handy, really easy to use, very, very powerful cards. And and then recently I've been launched the Doge Disco with Gary LeChance and a crew of amazing superstars from all around the world. And we're using the Block V platform to create a NFT meta layer on the world that combines Tamagotchi with Pokemon Go with NFTs. It's totally wild. It's been quite the journey, and we're super stoked to be releasing this, making the beta public in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
So that's a little slice of what I'm into.
Yeah, definitely want to jump into that. I mean, I think we're going to save that to talk about in a minute. But back up to SwissKey for a second. How does SwissKey work? And what makes it unique from other cryptocurrency wallets?
Right. So I'll just speak to the card. So ultimately, we're looking at the mobile wallet and then the physical card. But we'll just speak to the card right now because I think that's what's most important or most interesting and unique. So the card itself is the key. It has an NFC antenna and a microchip inside of it. The microchip generates the public and private keys. The keys cannot be exported from the card. So it becomes a case where your card, your coins, your crypto. And each card supports multiple different cryptos, but in order to, use it, you actually need to, pull up your wallet. I'm just actually give a little demo of it too. Open up this app called Tangem. I'm not sure if we can see. Yeah, there we go. And you tap the card, it goes bloop, done. And then inside it pulls up the wallet. So you got Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, supports Ethereum, Binance, Litecoin, RSK, Tezos, Ripple, and then all ERC20 tokens. And and when you put crypto onto here, whoever has the card has the crypto. And there's no setup, there's no password, there's no seed mnemonic. So it's like just really, really simple. And that's what I'm about, is like, how do we make things really, really simple? So I could give this to my father or mother or cousin or child, and here's a means of giving crypto, and then they can store it so long as they just know to protect it. And all sorts of fun applications with these too.
Nice. So when people ask all the time, how do they give crypto to family, to their kids? That's a great way to do it, right? Just they can load it and turn it over, and whoever has the card has the custody of it.
Yeah, exactly. And and you can also one of the challenges, one of the things about crypto is if you have crypto very accessible, in a mobile wallet or on an exchange, it can be very easy to trade or sell or make impulsive decisions around it, when you see the markets moving. So one of the cool things with these cards is you can literally you can use your phone to get the addresses, to screenshot the addresses. And then if you put the card somewhere that you don't have easy access to, it kind of acts like, a cold storage HODL wallet, where, if you, for example, buried it 5 feet under the ground in your backyard in a little treasure chest, and you could then keep loading it, but it's not going to be that easy for you to sell. Or if you have two properties, keeping it somewhere else that you just don't have access to, and then every now and then beaming money to it. And, on this little Doge could be a QR code of one of the wallet addresses for it. And if I just scan that and just send some money to it, it would then get associated to the private key that's on the card. In order to move it, I would need to have access to the card. So it's pretty, that's pretty unique and ingenious and simple way to do it. And there's just the cards is all sorts of stuff because they're NFC enabled. We can enable tap and pay too. So, I know I met you at the Miami Crypto Experience conference, and what a great show that was. And in the future, it's potential that we might be able to use the cards as as a casual a quick kind of spending solution within the conference. Food for thought. Yeah,
that's definitely a great idea. I mean, we want to make it more of an experience, so the more people can utilize and experience that process, the better.
Totally.
Yeah. Cool, man. So great stuff with SwissKey. Make sure you check out SwissKey Wallet. I've actually got one myself, and just trying to figure out how I'm going to use it other than just loading a little bit of crypto. But I'm probably now leaning more towards ordering a few more just to take some of the crypto I've got set aside for the kids and start loading it for them. And one day they'll get the card.
Yeah, I mean it's a great way, and also know that if something happens to us, there's no password protection on the card. So it's there's nothing that if we had some sort of something that was relying on us in order to access it, that's not there. So yeah, it's pretty convenient. If you want, if anybody's interested in purchasing them, you go to SwissKey.io to order them. And how would I set up a code? Let's say, what's your favorite number, Wayne?
3, 4, 5-digit number.
Let's just say just 1-digit number. That was the beginning.
For me, I would have to say 8.
8. All right. So we'll say 18% off your order using the code Blockchain Wayne.
There you go. There you go. Cool. All right. Yeah, definitely check that out. SwissKeyWallet.io. Did I get that right?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Use code Blockchain Wayne.
Awesome. How you store your crypto is important, and people need to understand that custody of your crypto is important. If you're not actively trading it on exchange, then having custody of it is key, is important. So this is a perfect opportunity. I think some people would it be safe to say that you think some people are intimidated by hardware wallets like the devices like your Ledger, like your Trezor, or similar devices?
I think that's absolutely fair statement, and rightly so. They're branded as like the first step a lot of people should take in crypto, which I think is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because that's like, buying a safe when you're like, you're starting a piggy bank.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally crazy. And the user experience on them is not particularly good, very complicated. Like, they involve little tiny buttons and writing down 24 words generally, and like, which is like, I just think it's ridiculous. As you become a pro, as you become holding larger amounts, there is good purpose to them. There's different ways that they can be used, but it's not something that everyone should just run out. If you're going to buy $1,000 of crypto, running out and spending $100 on a hardware wallet to secure that. I mean, I recommend like Edge Wallet. I think Edge is just a totally awesome wallet for new people. It supports multi-currency. It doesn't force the writing down of a seed mnemonic. It just uses a username and password. I'm a really big fan of Edge Wallet, and actually working with them on part of the SwissKey stack. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you're right. People don't need to. You said it perfectly well said. They don't need to jump into a hardware device as soon as they get into crypto, because it should be relative. They should be getting into wallets like Edge and others where they can easily get into crypto, and what you offer is a good bridge to teach them the storage, the cold storage option.
Yeah, and a lot of these solutions, it's been really technical. Like, so for example, the hard, the Ledgers and the Trezors and the Keep Keys of the world, they're just really technical solutions, and they're intimidating, and the user experience just kind of stinks. So just chill out on that. Like, explore. I think people are all like understanding, most people in crypto are kind of just looking at, okay, let's get like, in the really bad case, it's like Robinhood. It's like, okay, like that's like, that's a sad case, because that's like, just trading synthetic crypto instruments.
Yeah.
And never having access. Then you got like the Coinbase. Then people are treating Coinbase like the full wallet, but it's like a full-on bank. So like teaching people to get it out of Coinbase and onto your own wallets and into your own control. So it really is your keys, your control, your keys, your crypto. Let's say not your coins, not your keys, not your coins. I like to say your keys, your coins. But anyways, so. Yeah, that's part of it, and it's also like moving back past. This is just like a purely speculative asset that is just, number go up, money go up, kind of wealth go up. Kind of looking at the technology versus like, oh damn, like in 4 minutes in Miami, I was able to use Dogecoin to buy $100 Uber card and be rolling like paid for with crypto in less than 5 minutes. Like, no bank account required, no credit card required. Like, that's really something.
That'll be your own bank. Nice.
Be your own bank.
All right. So check that out at SwissKey. All right, Kyle, let's jump into this is the part I'm looking forward to, the interview. We've covered some great stuff so far. But let's go back to the Doge Disco, man. Let's that theme.
Let's go back to the Doge Disco.
Yeah. So now there's articles on, by Cointelegraph and others about you, and I ran into you in person. I remember at first I saw you at Bitcoin 2021 walk-in. Didn't realize it was you at first. I just saw a guy in a banana suit with a boombox, but there was a purpose to that. You weren't just going there to dress as a banana and walk through the halls of Bitcoin 2021. So tell everybody about the mission and what is Doge Disco.
Sure, great. So just a little bit of the backstory is in 2017, I went to DogeCon in Vancouver, and I met a man named Gary LaChance, who is the founder of the Decentralized Dance Party, and he was one of the organizers of DogeCon. And he culminated the event with a 2-hour-long decentralized State of the Union address where we had 25 interstellar delegates from all around the planet, like, giving incredibly impassioned speeches around a whole variety of topics. And he closed the ceremony by giving closing remarks and then turning on an FM transmitter. And then the whole room was lined with boom boxes. And we started this crazy dance party that went on for 5 hours in the streets of Vancouver. We had like a 10-foot by 10-foot paper mache Doge. We had a giant moon. We had a rocket ship. We were going all through the streets of Vancouver, just having an incredible time. And so that was like my first kind of activation point regarding kind of decentralized dance party and Dogecoin. And then, over the time, I learned more and more about Gary and the DDP, and he had this mission towards issuing these peace bonds, and we were looking to issue them because war bonds were issued to raise money for war. We were looking to issue peace bonds to raise money for peace, and so we're looking at platforms to do that on. And we, came across this platform called BlockV, which is a really powerful NFT spatially aware, geolocated, campaign platform, if you will. And in talking to them, they were like, we kind of realized how incredible this was, and we brought in some, other people. We started thinking about, okay, let's make a game out of this, and we ultimately settled on the Doge Disco, and then, in the course of a month and a half or 2 months, we, put together kind of an elite squad. Sorry, the kids be loud right now. I need a better studio. Working on that. So, we brought together all these people, and we built out this game, and then we launched it in Miami, where we dropped Doge all over the map. I can kind of show you a little example of around the Wynwood Manor. There are all these dancing Doges. This is in the actual game map. It's actually way cooler. But on the map, it would show up, and you would see all these different things. And then in augmented reality, you can see them as well. And you can pick them up, and it's kind of like Tamagotchi, and you can take these different artifacts and coins and bring them all together, into a really exceptional and really fun experience. So that was that, and I decided, let's put on a banana suit, because part of the DDPs have always been our elite banana Doge army that would kind of raise hype for it, and went into Bitcoin 2021, which was one amazing kind of show, huge numbers. It was so wonderful to see everybody out there, see tons of friends, see all sorts of awesome companies from within the space I haven't seen in a long time. And just to check back in and give out 1,000 stickers and speak a little bit about, that the Doge is not something to be afraid of or think is I don't know. A lot of people have these thoughts around it, but just kind of spreading some kind of Doge consciousness and exploring some of the fun themes around Doge, and also giving it to people, because I really think Doge is one of the best kind of introductory cryptos to teach people how it all works. So I gave away a fair bit of Doge, small amounts. Fortunately, the value, or as it happens, the value of Doge is so high now that you can't give away as many. So it was kind of fun to be able to give away 1,000 Doge or more But now like 1,000 Doge is like $300, so it's like
Yeah.
can't quite do that. So it's like, oh, we're giving away 11 Doge, but we're actually speaking with the Doge community about things, about potential solutions to that, and also reducing the fees down a lot too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, a lot of people haven't really heard of Doge until Elon Musk started tweeting about it, you know, or maybe they've seen bits and pieces. So they don't really understand the spirit of what Doge was created for, right? And I think I was even getting kind of disillusioned from it with all the hype and everybody rushing in saying, where do I buy it? It's going to $1, it's going to $10. And it took, you know, for me, I think I was thinking it was taking away some of the fun of it, but you've continued to push forward with the true mission of Doge. So he tells briefly, like, I mean, you know, the story about why Doge was created and the spirit it was created for.
Yeah, I mean, it was created as like a joke. It was like, well, Bitcoin is open source. You know, it can just be copy and pasted. And with Doge, they just tweaked the monetary supply, and you know, instead of having a hard cap, it's got like, you know, a set kind of linear inflation rate. Not an exponential inflation rate, a linear inflation rate. So it's very much more like Bitcoin than it is like, you know, the US dollar. But it was created as a joke, it's for fun. And the roots of it are in this, you know, in this incredible image, in this beautiful Doge. And, you know, which was the most famous kind of internet meme of all time. And like, look at him, he's so cute. And as you stare into those eyes more and more, the more we kind of learn. And you know, the kids absolutely love him, and people, you know, in general are you know, really receptive to it. And the whole community is based on memes and fun and giving. And like, there's been all sorts of like really hilarious campaigns within the Doge community around giving it away, around like they sent the Jamaican bobsled team to the Olympics. They sponsored Josh Wise and like got his NASCAR car wrapped, you know, through fan voting. He just lost to Danica Patrick. This guy's like it was like, you know, like a tier like lower on the list, but through the Doge community, it became like really hilarious and fun. And, you know, it's kind of like ironic that, you know, and this is what kind of Elon Musk has talked about too. It's like, it would be really like, you know, kind of like appropriate to the silliness that, you know, this thing became like a major world currency. And that's what's happened. Because it works. And like, you know, and just like Bitcoin, it can undergo like, you know, improvements too. But I think the community is a little bit, will probably be more receptive towards going through improvements on the code itself to say increase throughput and reduce fees and, you know, and like, you know, expand on it as we go forward. But yeah, it's super fun. And, you know, I have lots of stickers for it. I enjoy giving out Doge stickers to people, like not even relating to the coin at all, just like that actual face, that Shiba Inu pose. It's quite the pose.
Absolutely. Didn't that original one just sell as an NFT for quite a bit of money?
Yeah, they just sold the original photos, and it went like, yeah, they went super. I
think it was around
sold for millions.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 million, if I'm not mistaken. Craziness.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, you know, it's probably I think it's the most popular dog ever. Like, you know, photo of a dog ever, and like what it spawned is like, you know, is internet culture, and you know, and it's kind of like, you know, hacked adoption of crypto in a way. A lot of value has been created through its price rise, you know, and it's a community that's been generally based on gifting. And so, you know, now we come back to like the Doge Disco, and like this is all about gifting too. So like, you know, in the spirit of our game, we're going to be enabling people to deposit Doge to an address and then make it rain Dogecoin around you in your cities. Or you can choose, like, as I was saying, the eye of the storm. You can set the location, and then it'll give you a Dogecoin address. And say you send 50 Doge to that address, 50 Dogecoin will appear on the map that you can then go collect, or other people can go collect. So, that's an example of like a smaller, but for like, someone who's been in it for a long time, you could really drop a lot of these assets into the world and gamify the collection of it. And you could set limits to, like, so, one person doesn't necessarily get to pick them all up. And, ultimately our goal is really to be able to bring together people, in celebration. We figure that we can drop these in coordinated batches to draw people together to encourage dancing and partying in the spirit of the DDP.
Awesome, man. So tell everybody, where can they find out more about Doge Disco if they want to test it out?
DogeDisco.com. And there's a wait list for the app too if you want to get on the beta list. That also available through DogeDisco.com. If you're interested in getting involved on the team, there's a really awesome onboarding form on DogeDisco.com. We're on all social media under the heading Doge Disco, and there's a bunch of hilarious content, and the beta should be launching, in a couple weeks. And we've got, if you want to be part of the alpha, we're doing this proof of partying thing right now where you dance for a couple minutes and then show the Doge Disco salute. And we've created a hand signal in this whole thing too. So one of the things that Doge does, he crosses his paws in his picture. We've also realized that if we point our hand up to the sky and then bring it to our heart in disco prayer, and then we put our other hand out to the side and then bring it in, then we make a D, and then our tail can wag. So this is the Doge Disco salute.
Nice.
There's just we've got a really great team of really fun people, really intelligent people, and really powerful tech on the back end. So we're very, very stoked on this, and looking forward to others playing with it and viewing the potential and getting engaged, and ideally opening it up so more people can kind of get involved. But it's all at DogeDisco.com. Short answer.
Cool, man. So, it's funny. I was just thinking about this. So last night I was leading a Clubhouse discussion on crypto, and the term of adoption came up because you see these different rooms and communities pop up, and crypto people will flock to it easily. But how do we get more people that aren't into crypto to come in and learn and drop some of their barriers and just really enjoy and learn it? And honestly, I've got to applaud what you're doing here because it's fun, right? Swiss Key makes it easy. So that I see why you lined up with that one. And Doge Disco brings the fun where people are going to want to come and enjoy the process. And, little do they know they're also going to learn about crypto.
Exactly. Like, games are fun. Games are like, have lower barrier. People are more willing to kind of try them. And if we in deploying the game in a intelligent and fun manner, we can help guide people onto their crypto journey. And just over the years, in terms of adoption, it's like, dude, it's always, especially for new people, it's like you just need to send a transaction to them. There's like 4 things that I like to do. It's like send them like in person, like with a mobile wallet, send them in person, like scan the code, send it to them, have them send it back. And then like pretend we're not together, copy the address, send the address, paste the address, send it, and then do that again. So it's like, you're explaining how you do it if you're in person, and you have to explain how you're doing it when you're not in person, and you're accomplishing send and receive on both sides. Takes a little bit of time, takes a little bit of investment of your time to set somebody else up. But by doing that, people will go through the natural questions, and if they have like a guide or a mentor to show them and answer those questions, and they'll actually it's like telling somebody about email versus just sending an email. So when you send it, you're like, okay, I get it. And that's the same thing with crypto. I feel
Awesome.
so.
Yeah, great stuff. Kyle, man, it's definitely been an absolute pleasure having you on today just to talk about SwissKey and Doge Disco and your background in the space. I think, people realize that I think more people are going to flock to the fun than they will to, just serious education. So I love what you're doing. Decentralized dance parties may be coming to a city near you, right? You definitely brought that spirit to Miami.
Yeah, and that's what we want to keep doing too, is and creating, turning the whole world into a dance floor effectively. And so, that's what we're on to. And we're also going to be having some virtual DDPs where we're going to use Zoom, and we've got a pre-dialed setup, and we've got wicked music. So, everybody who's still at home or wants to just kind of join in a little bit of a virtual party. We've got that pretty dialed. So those will be happening, I think, every week. And then we're all channeling everything towards September 21st. So mark your calendars, September 21st. We're going to be setting up it's World Peace Day. Part of our great mission of the Doge Disco and the DDP is world peace. And we believe that dancing and partying done properly can really unify people. And so, our goal is to have 1 million people from all around the world dancing on September 21st. And we're going to use the game as a catalyst towards bringing people together in celebration and rewarding and incentivizing, human connection and unification and joyousness, silliness, dancing. So
awesome. It's hard to see anybody angry, upset, or even frowning when they're dancing, right? When they're out there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's and it's about dropping. That's why we really encourage people to wear some costumes and whatever they're comfortable with. But by just putting on a costume, it just helps reduce the ego barrier and enables us to be a little bit more the natural children that we all are. Sometimes the world can be so serious and and everything can be people can really get focused on the seriousness of things. And by kind of dressing up and dancing, it can be very kind of refreshing and help assist in raising the vibration, especially when we've gone through 15 months of a lower vibration that's been more focused on safety and security, which is Maslow's lowest level of hierarchy of needs. So I would also akin that to lower vibrational. Yeah. One could almost call it the reptilian kind of dimensional vibration, where people are very concerned about safety and security and are operating from a point of fear. And as we try and move up that channel, we don't necessarily worry about that. We must have that established, but then we can move up. And when we reach to the higher levels or higher dimensions of vibrations, that's where we can, be a little bit more free and connected and dancing and so anything that we can do towards assisting in raising this vibration, this is one of our goals, and we want to bring people together to do that. So come dance with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff. All right, Kyle, thanks again for joining us today, man. This has been an absolute pleasure. Can't wait for everyone to see this. And, everybody out there watching, thanks for watching. And, hey, we'll catch you on the next episode, but make sure to check out Doge Disco and SwissKey Wallet.
Absolutely. Thank you.